guys. Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but I am the biggest fan of Levi's denim. After you purchase one pair, you will never need to buy another pair again. The only thing you might want to purchase is perhaps in relation to the fit. They are so great with consistency of their sizes. When it comes to Levi's, I am always going to be between two sizes. And granted, I have fluctuated in weight. Usually it's between 5 pounds. We're gonna get into the quality, the content of the fabric, the fit of the garments, the actual measurements and what they entail and what size I am, and also how to measure yourself for the future when it comes to their denim. So let's get into it. The first pieces of denim that I got into with Levi's was the wedgie. So this is the wedgie fit. It's 85% cotton, 14% polyester, and then 1% elastane. As you can tell, like, it is a straight fit, it's slightly stretchy, and it's a size 25. So this is a 28 length, which is really perfect for me. I personally am 5'2", and so, but my torso is longer, and so I have shorter legs, I guess you could say, but that's how you can determine what fits for you and what's best for you, because it's all about playing with proportion. If you have a shorter torso, then low rise might be better for you. If you have a long torso, then you could definitely wear high-waisted garments. I usually wear this denim with Keds. It has a more tapered bottom, but it's straight and it's not skinny, because you know this season skinny is really meant to be worn with boots. I'm going to give you an example of a pair of sneakers that I think are perfect. These are the Tigers. I freaking love Tigers so much these days because they're just so simple and timeless. And then we also have just these very simple sandals that I recently got from Mango, as you can see. And the next fit that I really got into was actually the Ribcage. So I have the Ribcage denim in multiple fits. Here we have the Ribcage boot, we have the Ribcage straight ankle. I also have another pair in the straight ankle as well, which is just shorter than this though, so that it's kind of a little bit more of an ankle length. This one is slightly longer. And then we have the Ribcage straight ankle, so the Ribcage boot is sort of like a boot cut. This is great for ankle boots. This is great for cowboy boots. The main thing about the Ribcage is that it's high-waisted. There is a button front closure here, which really kind of creates a Spanx effect, which I really like. I have a smaller waist and then wider hips. So that's why I love this fit, and I will try them on later for you guys. The next one that I got is that Ribcage straight ankle. So this is 25 waist with a 27 length. Hits around the ankle for me. This style is actually 2 inches shorter than the other one. And the reason why I love this also and is perfect for the summertime is because it's more casual. I'm gonna wear this white back to a t-shirt and maybe loafers. I could wear this back to sandal flats maybe if I wanted, or still this little heel works, but personally I don't like that proportion because I think it does kind of make me look shorter. If I do something, then I go with a little wedge that is also nude in my skin tone. So, but this is the perfect summer denim. They tend to have more strength. The fabric is 97 cotton, 2% polyester, and 1% spandex. And then I got the Ribcage straight ankle, which is actually a 29 length inseam. So when I say length, I'm talking about from the crotch, the center front crotch, down to the hemline, which is kind of what you want to look at. So I'm gonna give you an example of how to measure this. I brought my measuring tape I'm a fashion designer of 20 years, so this is normal for me. So you go from the center front of the crotch and you measure down to the bottom. And usually you want to go all along, and you go along the curve, and that's how you can tell. This one is exactly 29 inches, which makes it slightly longer for me, for my height, because it kind of goes down straight to the floor and slightly longer. So this would be perfect for a night out with a leather jacket and a tank top, a camisole, and then like heels like this. But I wouldn't wear this with my sneakers because it would be too long. So this is kind of a going out nighttime denim. So this is the Ribcage Straight. As you can see, this is also more like relaxed in terms of the knee. Like, can you see how it's more of like a straight fit, like a wide leg fit? This one, oh my God, it is honestly so comfortable, and I just feel like it just cinches me in all the right places. It's perfect to create more balance. So as you can see, like, you know, I was saying that I have a wider hip, but this cinches everything in and it creates more balance. So because the leg opening is wider and there is more relaxation in the knee, as you can tell, it creates more of a balance in my body, in the silhouette. So you have to view how you look in garments like as a whole. Like what shape is your garment creating in the end? And so this is creating a little bit of like an hourglass shape because my hips, you know, the waist is tiny, but my hips are wider and the knees are actually a little bit more looser. So it kind of creates more balance to the eye. Okay, so I wanted to show you the next pair of denim that I recently really got into, which are the 501s. I think this season I've been gravitating towards a lot more chocolate and just kind of the creams and the more white cream. We talk about this all the time, but my skin tone is actually a soft autumn, and so that just means that I look better in certain tones. And if you compare the color white versus cream, I am better suited with cream because it tends to enhance my features. And nonetheless, these are 501s. 501s are a little bit more rigid. They're kind of more relaxed. I'm actually wearing the 501s as well. So they have multiple fits for the 501s. So I think these are the most classic fit that they have. This is 24 waist, and then the length is 30. This is 100% cotton. They definitely are more fitted. They also hit at the natural waist. So these ones are the 501s and I love them. I actually tried it on one size bigger and it felt a little bit big, but it did still look really good. So depending on how you like your clothes to fit, you might want to try between the two. So like I said, this is a 24. I'm usually like a 25, and I can go to a 26 depending. Like when it's that time of the month, I get a little bloated, but you know, I'm not going to be wearing white denim during that time. So they are rigid, you know they will last. I love these because they also have a straight ankle and I can wear these back to my sneakers. It still looks good and casual, which I love. We'll do that. I mean, I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I could. But I also think that these are great back to a pair of heels. That's the difference. This is a 24. And then the one that I'm wearing are also the 501s, which is a very classic fit. So it's just more relaxed. There's less spandex in it. So, oh yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna start measuring what I am, like my actual measurements. So the way to measure it is different for everybody, but I'm gonna just give you the major ones. And when you measure your chest, for instance, they always go like kind of where your apex is. So right where kind of your nipple would be, it's about 34 and a half, right? So then your waist, a normal waist, or like the general average is that from this point, like your neck, where your neck and your shoulder are, you go down, and usually it's about 16 and a half for most people. So it would be 16 and a half, and that usually is where the natural waist starts. So then from there, I would measure around, and then I would breathe out a little bit and just relax, loosen, don't like tighten it, you know? And so I am right now at about 28. Like my hip, I would do the same thing. So as you can see, I look at the widest part, and this is what I do, and then I measure. And so the widest part is 37. 28, 37 is usually like a fuller small. These are the ankle ones, which I was saying is perfect with like a little mini heel. I will probably wear this all summer, and I love how it looks with these sandals. I've never worn these out in public yet, so that's why I'm standing here. But how cute are these? And they're so comfortable. They fit like a glove, and you know, they're just like, if you are curvier and you have more hip, these are perfect and they will cinch you in, which is why I think they're like honestly one of the most flattering for curvy women. Okay, so I got it. So these ones are the 501's 90s fit. Won't guess where I got these. Okay, for real though, like, okay, so this is the 90s fit, which I'm absolutely obsessed with, the fit, but these ones are slightly longer, so which I kind of like I actually like this fold right now. I'm kind of digging it. I think that I'm not really big on the trend of the super wide leg, but I do like the relaxed essence of this. So these are a 27 length. They were literally $21.99. Can you believe that? So crazy. Just know you can find Levi's if you really like shop around. Okay, the next one I have are the 70s high slit straight. This I also found at Ross for 20 bucks. So, okay, so these are the 70s slim straight. I love them. Like, look at this freaking slit here. How cute is that? And also, like, I love the color. I think it reminds me of I just think it'll look so good wearing it back to denim on denim as well. I'm literally obsessed, as you can tell. Very flattering. It's extra high-waisted, so if you have a short torso, this probably isn't for you. I do love the slit. I do love that. I would probably wear this more of like a 70s feel, like a super crop top that's flowy, a kimono. Like, I would wear this back to some big slouchy bag. I want to give you an idea of how to measure. And I like to just move this aside so it's not in the way. But okay, so here's the mannequin. Okay, so to measure the chest, you go at the apex and you go all the way around to the top. Don't forget to breathe. This is 36, which is like, you know, more of like a 34B. And then this is the waist. So what I was saying is that everybody's waist like naturally starts at a different point, but average is about 16 and a half, right? So from the H point S, which is this neck and shoulder point, like where there's a shoulder seam on a shirt and closest to the edge of your neck. And then you just measure it down over the chest, which is the apex, over this point. Come down to 16 and a half. That's when you drop it, and then you twist and you measure the waist across. Usually it's just the smallest access point of your waist. So this model is 27. And then to measure your hip, you do down here. And that's 37. So, anywho, I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I honestly can say that, yeah, I've been a fan of Levi's for the last 20 years now, and so I hope there was something there that you found helpful. And if you have any other comments or things that you'd like me to include for future videos, add it in the comments, and I will see you guys again soon. Send y'all the love. Mwah.